Yes. The thing I liked the most was the first presentation about the survivor of the massacre in Northern Ireland. I felt it was really inspiring, and was also good for me as a teacher of volunteers to know what some victims of crime needs most.
For me, the best thing was yesterday, the workshop on restorative justice, which I attended, because it was very interactive and brought new ideas to my mind. I organized law enforcement training on such issues, and it gave me a lot of new ideas.
I have been very inspired by a workshop that I just joined, Victim Support Malta, about the triple R model. And I'm looking very much forward to going back to Denmark and use a little of what I have learned.
What I liked the most during this conference was mainly the networking and being able to hear what other people or organizations are doing around Europe, and to establish new connections and maybe cooperations in the future.
L-iktar ħaġa li oġbitni dwar il-konferenza hija d-diversità li kien hemm matul il-konferenza kollha.
Le plus intéressant était les exemples étrangers, bien évidemment, puisque c'est de l'autre qu'on s'inspire, et c'est des autres pays européens que l'on peut, en fin de compte, éprouver et augmenter nos connaissances pour parfaire l'aide aux victimes et être, en fin de compte, dans l'âge de la résilience.
I love hearing from different international organisations and how they've organised services differently, what principles animate them, how they've sustained the energy of volunteers and workers over this difficult time. That's inspiring. I've really liked the testimonies from survivors, and I've appreciated that colleagues who also work in the sector have also shared personal experiences too, so that's been really valuable.
What I liked in most in the conference, which where I participated, is that it brings importance to the victim support field from different aspects and gives new ideas and methods how to improve service in Latvia.
I think what was the best is that we learned a lot, because it was different perspective on how to handle victims with different, because we have so many people from so many countries. So I think this was very inspiring to just see how people handle things.
I'm just coming from a workshop by Natal, on a program for resilience in social workers, and it was very inspiring, and we had a lot of active exercises, so that will probably stick to my mind the most at the moment.
I think it just gave me a chance to kind of reach out to people about what we actually do at VSM, and basically give people an insight into what victims actually go through.
It felt quite great, to be honest, to be in a physical face-to-face conference after the COVID period of time that firstly we had no conferences at all, and then everything was switched to online. So it was great to actually start seeing faces, familiar faces, local faces, and also many new faces from different countries. So that in itself was very uplifting. Apart from that, learning different perspectives and different ways how other countries deal with victims and their plans, even for the future. So we're thinking about the present and also the futures. Something that I quite liked today, particularly, was one of the workshops where we got quite hands-on, physical. We stood up, we had a rope, and we literally, the persons who were facilitating the workshop said, someone need to walk on the rope. And we were looking at each other, what was going to happen. We discussed together as a group to try to find out a way on how a person from the group would walk on this rope. At the end of the workshop, it was quite enriching, and we're all talking about it. We were stretching the rope, a person literally came up on the rope and moved bit by holding the other members. And of course, that really showed teamwork and how much we need to care for each other and trust one another. And that is something I will keep on thinking of when I remember about this conference, and also when I will speak to my colleagues about it. So thank you for this opportunity.